So I can't even do that. Is it just me, or is the frames like terrible? It doesn't look like the smooth 60 frames. Like it is on my end, but in the video playback, it doesn't look like you guys are getting 60 frames. Now let me switch it back to the washed out version. Oh, dude, it's so much smoother, but you lose the color. It's color versus quality. I'm just gonna go back sticking with this one, I guess. That's pretty annoying. Well, here we are again. Unknown has regaled me with the thrilling tale of hidden treasure troves, mid-meeting betrayals, unlikely alliances, and joyous homecomings. It would seem I missed everything. I was patrolling the palace grounds with Thancred and Y'shtola when we heard the report of a primal in the throne room. I honestly doubted my own ears. As others have said, we were lucky to have our Echo Blessed champions nearby this time, but we'll need to keep a closer eye on the Kiana. You can say that again. This whole episode has reminded me of just how far apart our kinds still are. It looks like centuries of fear and mistrust really can't be washed away in a day, but someone has to make an effort at reconciliation when these conflicts are ever going to end. Naturally, a lot of people are crying out for vengeance, but I've been doing my best to calm things down. Violent reprisals will only lead to more summonings. Indeed, violence will ever beget violence, as the Empire has learned to its cost in recent times. In any case, summoning Lakshmi was the Bird Mother's doing, and whoever replaces her might not be so keen on the idea. We'll just have to watch and wait. Which isn't to say we won't be putting up the safety of our allies in the Vera, in M tribes first. I plan to have resistance scouts keep track of the Kiana's movements at all times. The parents will be relieved to hear that. What are your plans for the rest of the resistance army, out of interest? Are we prepared for the Imperial counterattacks? That would be a question for the Resistance newest recruit, a military commander with far more experience than me. What, the Bull of El Amigo? We call it an army, but the Resistance is really a collection of smaller independent groups, and when Conrad passed his command on to me, that authority only extended to the freedom fighters based on Rugger's reach. He just happened to be serving as the Resistance spokesman at the time and needed someone to take over the role while everything was in disarray, but that time has passed. When I speak with the other leaders about reforming the army under the new government, I'll be nominating Raban as the overall commander of our forces. He has more experience than the rest of us put together and stand to learn a lot from him. Indeed, he is in all respects the ideal choice. Assuming he accepts the post, El Amigo will have added a formidable weapon to his arsenal. And given the progress of Nanamo's resettlement initiative, I see great cause of hope. The seeds which will be so carefully sowed have begun to quicken, my friends. I like that. We tend to our promises and watch as El Amigo blooms. It doesn't work on my screen. It's an I'm disabling Freckers. Fuck it. Wait, we see it? I'll leave it on. I'm just going back to the way I used it. I'm going back into the stream manager to see everything. Hey, Gosetsu, here he is. I do give thanks to the kami that my makeshift raft withstood the fury of the seas. But their generosity ended. Without coins in our pockets for a new attire, we are doomed to look like so much Jet Sam. Oh, woe betide the poor man in a city of rich merchants. These dango are delicious. Will you have one? More sweetbreads. I surrendered my blade to secure what few coins we have. Ugh, just like talking to a child. Why fate saddled me with this burden I shall never know, but I am alive and I must return to my master's side. His hands are huge. They're way bigger than his face. Come, Suyu. We shall find a ship to carry us across the Ruby Sea. Meanwhile, in the Imperial Palace. Have you read the reports? First Doma and Alamigo and Lord Zenos put to the sword. Do not believe everything you read. I hear the Viceroy was merely wounded, and that he has already returned to the capital. Naturally, the savages beat their chests and boast, loudly of taking his head regardless. Nay, Lord Zenos lives? He doesn't live. Deplorable that our own officers would be fooled by Erosian misinformation. Small wonder the provinces have begun rising up in rebellion. We must prepare an official and above all accurate announcement to quell these pernicious rumors. They would wage war with empty words. Let them produce the Viceroy's remains then. We shall soon put the lie to their claims. Hello, great timing. I was just about to send word to the Silence. I got lots to tell you. It's late, what you doing? I already slept. Consul has officially recognized the Resistance as our standing army, and I expect you can guess who's been appointed commander. Suffice it to say, we're in good hands. Having the Bull of Alamigo at the helm's done wonders for morale. People were dancing in the streets when the announcement was made. We have you and the Sultan to thank you for. If you two hadn't worked your magic, he'd never have contemplated following his heart. The council has also decreed that we're to maintain a presence to Ralgar's reach. Lise will continue to lead our forces into the fringes, a job she's been doing tirelessly. A bit too tirelessly, some might say. We're constantly having to remind her to rest before she falls over. That's an exaggeration, and I always get up again. Anyway, we can hardly afford to lower our guard now, not after our latest brush with Lakshmi. Speaking of which, we've been keeping a close eye on the Kiana, and it looks like they've chosen a new leader. It's Shanti's daughter, you know, the half-dead one. For whatever reason, the Kiana thought she was the best candidate, which makes them leaderless, basically. As things stand, there's no prospect of engaging in talks, let alone coming to an understanding. But I won't let that I won't let that stop me. I'll keep on reaching out to them until they finally see sense. Just like I've been reaching out to Fedora, she still won't meet my gaze, but she's given up trying to ignore me. It may only be the odd grunt, but at least she's responding. I'll get through to her yet. Kansas, there you are. Alpha note, Elise, is everything alright? We received word from Tartaru. Hancock has apparently acquired information of great interest and urgency. More than that, she didn't say. Only that we should come to Kugane right away. I had a mind for the two of us to set forth together, but Elise is determined to make it a party of 3. As I've told you more than a dozen times, brother, my wounds are quite healed and I would benefit from some fresh air. Besides, you may well need an extra pair of hands. Worry not, sister. I've quite given up trying to convince you. Whether it be 2 or 3, we should depart as soon as possible. You'll be joining us, I trust. Oh, I was about to say I'd come too, but I'll just have to settle for cheering you on from afar. Good luck with whatever it turns out to be. Thank you, Elise. Rest assured, should this business prove to be even tangible concern to El Amigo, we shall inform you without delay. Let us be off then. Hancock and Tartaru await us at the Ruby Bazaar offices. You want me sleeping in all day again? Yesterday I got off at a decent time. This ain't decent. 3 o'clock's decent for my days off. Actually, what time did I even get off yesterday? I think I got off at 1 yesterday. Right? You had plenty of time to sleep. Midnight to 9. The dream schedule I'll never have. Midnight to 9. What are you talking about? Midnight to 9. Your sleep schedule? That doesn't happen even if you go to bed at 12, okay? In theory, if you go to bed at 3, you should move everything up 3 hours. So then you would wake up, you would sleep from 3 and wake up at 12 in the afternoon. But we know that's not going to happen either. You're full of shit. Now you'll be in bed from 3 p.m. Yeah, not only you moved it up 3 hours, you extended 3 hours more. You went from a 9-hour sleep to a 12-hour sleep. I got up early today. Even though we went to bed at like midnight, 1 o'clock, I woke up at like 9. I don't know, I was up. I told you, I'm not stopping you from going to sleep. You choose to stay awake. And even when I get offline, I see you stay up doing YouTube stuff or playing Pokemons. Someone can't get off the game now. You actually got hooked. Greetings, honored madame. May I show you in? Yes. I know you are. And I'm thankful for it. But you can still go to bed anytime.
My friends, thank you for coming at such short notice.
We were told the matter was urgent. I take it Yugiri and Soroban are also involved?
I'll probably play until like 5. And then I will call it there for sure, because I would still like to stream during the day. It's just if I quit now and I try to go to bed, I ain't gonna fall asleep. I already slept from, what was it? What time did I stop streaming? 5? And I woke up at 11. Like I pretty much already slept. Like, it's gonna be super hard for me to go back to bed at this point. I was supposed to wake up at 8. But that didn't happen. I set the alarm.
My presence here is but a happy coincidence. I am come on separate business, which can wait.
My apologies.
I just want to get into fucking Shadowbringers. It's post game
Master
is then.
Hancock, pray, tell our friends exactly what you told me.
Of course, of course. Some few days ago, a large detachment of soldiers was seen arriving at the Garlean embassy. This seemed to me most unusual, as no personages of note are due to visit for a matter of months.
Am I a whole expansion behind? I'm still in Stormblood. I'm not even in Shadowbringers yet. Once I get to Shadowbringers, then I am one whole expansion behind Endwalker, yes. Right now we're 2 expansions, but I'm not a whole 2 expansions. I'm at the end of Stormblood. Yeah. That is insane. Why is that insane to you? I started really far behind. Vanilla is level, and you only quit for less than a year. I pretty much quit for the duration of Shadowbringers, I think. Shadowbringers was out already when we were playing, but I think it was like nearing its like last release of the raid or something. But it goes level 50. 1 to 50 is Vanilla, which is a Realm Reborn. And 50 to 60 is Heaven's Ward, which was Estinian and the Dragon and all that winter map bullshit. Then it was Stormblood, which we're in now, which was a samurai shit. And then it'll be Shadowbringer from 70 to 80, and then 80 to 90 will be Endwalker. So, game's pretty old now. It's getting just as old as WoW.
So, I made a few inquiries, whereupon I learned of a most curious rumor.
9100 is the last one. It's not. I don't know. It all depends on what Square Enix wants to do. If they think the game is still standing on its own and they just want to add to it, then yeah. Or if they want to do a Final Fantasy XI and shut down the servers, say the game is done with, and they're going to release a new MMORPG within a couple years. Or they probably should work on one while this one is still going, to be honest. If they want to try to like update stuff graphically and stuff like that. New cast characters and new setting and stuff like that. But yeah, it all depends on the player base. Nine and 14. What about 9 and 14? FF21. What? What are you talking about? That's +5. On the next MMO. 9 wasn't an MMO. 11 was an MMO. 9 was a regular Final Fantasy game. Yeah, it was 3 years. Which Final Fantasy XIV has already been going on for way longer than 3. Well, more than 3 games, basically. I actually don't know how long FF11 stood out for. Let me see. FF11. Lasted for. Or FF11 release date versus FF14 release date. FF11 release was 2002. FF14 was 2010. So it was 8 years. And we're already past 8 years of Final Fantasy XIV. Like we're on 11 years, going on to 12 years of Final Fantasy XIV. That's a long ass time. So
Apparently, the soldiers were dispatched to Kugane to investigate recent sightings of a certain individual. The late acting Imperial Viceroy of Doma, Yotsuyu.
well, let's see. FF14's been out for 12 years, and there's Heaven's Ward expansion. Let's say vanilla lasted for 2 years. Then Heaven's Ward came out, and then Stormblood, and then Shadowbringers, and now Endwalker. So five expansions between it 2 to 3 years each, probably. So Endwalker is probably going to be another 2 to 3 years before another expansion is announced, or they just decide to make a different Final Fantasy game. So I mean, it's not terrible that we're behind, because not all the content for Endwalker is released right now anyway. So I got time to get there before. I got time to catch up before all the content's released. So we got time. I bet you there's a lot of people at max level going, what the fuck do we do now? The first raid boss isn't out yet. I had to do that for World of Warcraft anyway too. When Shadowlands dropped, we hit max level and then we ran out of stuff to do until the raids released. Why would they not drop it all at once? Because people ruin games. People leak shit, and then people get impatient, and then they see and then people are getting bored. They see people leaving the game, like a bunch of stuff like that. It's just a bunch of stats. Now when people leave the game, it's dangerous because that gives people to explore other options. Now people are not playing Final Fantasy, so maybe now they're hopping on World of Warcraft. Now they're hopping on Elder Scrolls Online. So now they're testing out new games. Now if they like those games better, there's a good chance they're not going to come back to Final Fantasy XIV. So then the project gets rushed. So then people release, they release unfinished product and promise players they will release more later. So people will keep, staying on the game a little longer and holding out until the stuff comes out. And it's not just Final Fantasy. It's all games do that now. Things get leaked. People hear about it. People get excited about it. People want it. People, are getting impatient. I pulled out, but yeah. I mean, I come back. I'm a variety though. I play everything. I try to anyway. I like a ton of games. But there's people that are, you know, just MMOs. They only play MMOs. If they get bored and want to play something else, if they're really interested in the other game, they don't come back. Unless that game gets boring, and then they have time to come back to this one or something like that. I don't know. I found out for me with like, how's your precious Asmon? I mean, well, he just plays MMOs. He's one that he hasn't played on his main. He hasn't streamed on his main channel in a long time. He's been streaming on a secondary channel, which is almost just as popular as his main channel anyway. The only difference is he doesn't stream with a webcam on the secondary channel, but he has like 10,000 people watching him at all time. He's been playing New World and Final Fantasy XIV. A lot less WoW. WoW is pretty much like a dead game right now. I think the genre of MMORPGs is dying. I don't think people are like getting as interested in them anymore. Well, yeah, because it sucks. It doesn't suck. It takes a lot of dedication to play the games. Like, you need a lot of time, especially if you want to do like raiding and stuff, and people don't have time anymore.
I beg your pardon?
I too am loath to believe it. I saw the keep come down on top of her.
You think assumers wanted to do that shit? Yeah, that's the problem with you guys. You guys are super impatient with everything. I can't even like hop on Twitch without being spoiled of a game. I could be in some guy's channel who's literally not even playing anything of like, let's just say Star Wars, right? This new Star Wars movie comes out. I'm in a dude's stream and he's playing Final Fantasy, and some dude it comes and Darth Vader died at the end of the 6th movie. Just like, we're not even talking about Star Wars. What the fuck? You just spoiled the whole fucking series, you fucking stupid asshole. Like, I can't even get on anywhere without you guys saying anything about anything that releases. Like, I literally can't watch Twitch. I can't watch YouTube because there's thumbnails that have spoilers in them now, because people want people to click on their channels and shit like that. How did you know that person's age? Well, it's just Twitch in general. Like, Twitch is, you know, Twitch is harder. I don't know. I feel like the age group, I think there's definitely a lot more mature people now, like more older guys, like people are watching older streamers. Like, a lot of the streamers started from World of Warcraft. I don't know if you know that, but like a lot of the big names, they've all were like World of Warcraft streamers at some point day and age. Tim the Tapman played World of Warcraft. Summit played World of Warcraft. Ludwig played World of Warcraft. Miskift played World of Warcraft. Like even some of the chicks played World of Warcraft. Like, World of Warcraft was like huge. Everyone started there, and it's just like now everyone's playing a different thing. I don't know. You guys think the strategy behind these kind of MMOs are boring, so you guys want action MMOs, and the action MMOs are fun and they work, but they don't really work in PvP that well. In a PvE sense, I think action MMOs are fine, but in a PvP sense, action MMOs have a hard time being balanced. There's lots of like stuff that just doesn't work in player versus player combat in action MMOs, which is what New World is. New World is an action MMO, where World of Warcraft is a tab targeting MMO, I think they call it. MMOs are too much for you, don't matter. I mean, they're all similar in ways. Once you play one, you kind of play them all. You find patterns and stuff. I would definitely say Final Fantasy XIV definitely is very overwhelming. Even to me, it's still overwhelming. There's a lot of fucking shit to do, and there's a lot of shit like hidden from you. I feel like there's a couple things in like the recommendations of the UI they could like help you with to try and like get the player on the right, I don't know, the right direction, maybe is what I'm trying to say. Do I like all MMOs? Yes and no. I played a shit ton of MMOs. Most of them that's ever released. There's a lot of them that I don't make it past the leveling phase. I think the only reason I really liked World of Warcraft at first was because I was able to hit max level in the game without getting bored. I think that's pretty important. Final Fantasy XIV has been a very difficult time trying to get to max level. I've never made it to max level still. The story was very boring in the beginning. The vanilla version of Final Fantasy XIV sucks, in my opinion. Until you get to level 50. Once you hit level 50, the game is like a brand new game and it's very much more interesting. Where were you when WoW first dropped? Middle school. Well, no. I was still in elementary school. Me and Eric bought the game. But we couldn't play it because subscription fee and having a credit card to put it into it. We were kids, we didn't have that shit. Finally, Eric's mom decided to let us get a month of WoW, and that ended our lives forever. She ruined our lives from being outside, playing outside, to we locked the doors, we locked our rooms. We don't have nothing to do with the outside world ever again. How'd you keep playing it after a month? So me, Eric, and Mike, we played on Eric's computer. Eric got a fucking baller ass computer. He was the only one with a fucking good ass computer for like the longest time. I think Eric's mom actually renewed the subscription like 2 or 3 times because Eric asked her to. And we would take 1 hour shifts on his computer. He would play for an hour, he'd log off. It'd be my turn. I'd play for an hour. I'd log off. Mike would play for an hour. We rotated like that. And then I finally got... I got a computer, but it was dog shit. But I was able to play WoW on it. And I was able to log in. I got my own account. And my mom put in... My mom used her credit card for it. And after about 3 months in, my mom forgot she was paying for World of Warcraft. So I got to play World of Warcraft on my computer for like 2 years before my mom realized she was still paying for World of Warcraft. The only problem is my computer, I could play and level up. Then what? Well, for those years, I was able to play World of Warcraft. I had such shit internet that like whenever I got to a city, so like a capital city where you see like all the players running around, and that's where you had to go to buy your new moves. I wasn't able to go there. So every 2 levels, you qualify to get new moves from your trainer. But my computer couldn't handle being in a city. It would freeze and lag me out of the game. So I had to call Eric every time to go into the city and buy my moves, and then use the Hearthstone to get me back to where I was leveling. Rough times, man. Rough times. Where were you in 2010 when FF14 first dropped? So FF14 first dropped. I actually bought it day 1. I got to level... I think I got to like level 30. And then I got hacked. I lost the account. And I quit FF14 until you saw me get back on the game. I quit it for like fucking almost like 8-9 years after I got hacked. Yeah. Another game I got hacked in was Guild Wars 2. Hacked in WoW. I've never been hacked in WoW. Eric was hacked in WoW, and I actually unlocked his account for him. I was able to get it back for him. But Gears of War 2? No, Guild Wars 2. Gears of War is like zombies and space marines. Guild Wars is another medieval World of Warcraft RPG, basically, or like Final Fantasy. I got to max level in the first week the game released. I got hacked, never came back to the game. I wasn't able to get my account back. And so I quit that game. I skipped 11, went right to 14. I got to play 11 on someone else's computer. The girl I was dating in high school, her brother played. He let me try the game out. And yeah, I liked World of Warcraft better in like every way. So I stayed with World of Warcraft. For a long time, I tried to replace World of Warcraft for me. It was like, I loved World of Warcraft so much that I was hoping other games would either be just like it or be better and replace it, because I was getting bored of World of Warcraft because I'd done like absolutely everything I could in that game at the time. And I couldn't find anything to replace WoW for me. You played Classic before it was Classic? I played Classic before it was Classic, yes, but I didn't hit max level during Classic times. That game was so hard to level than it is now. You have no idea. The quests, you've actually had to read all the quests. Like, you need to open up the journal and read the quests to figure out what to do. Your map didn't indicate you where to go. There was no like little marker on the monsters that were telling you, hey, you need to kill this one for a quest. Like, that didn't exist. There was so much quality of life that didn't exist in Classic that does now. You had to read, yes, you had to read everything. And if you read it and you didn't know what you were doing, I got stuck on quests for hours trying to figure shit out sometimes. Like, it was pretty bad. And in the beginning times, you couldn't respec your character either. So like, you know how there's talent trees and you pick, you know, you gotta put 5 points into like out of these 4 choices, and then it goes down a line and you can go there and you can pick different specs and stuff like that. Like, you could be paladins, could be holy, tank, or healer. Like, totally like fucked that shit up when I was younger. I had no idea what the fuck I was doing. I was just jamming points into everything. Well, when you do that, you pick the wrong spec. Yeah, basically I fucked up my character. And back then, there's no backsies. You messed up your character, you had to start a new character. Which I was totally against doing, because I spent like days leveling the character to level 30. I didn't want to start all over. So it was like really fucking hard. Now Eric, on the other hand, this guy every day would make a new character. I swear to God, like every day he hated his character. He'd make a new one. He hit level 20. He deleted and make another character. He hit level 20. Delete it and make like this guy had like so many level 20 characters that he just kept trashing. He was never happy with any of his choices and decisions because the game got hard. When you don't know what you're doing, that game was hard to level. Like, after a while, like, in the beginning, you're taking on 2 to 3 mobs at one time. You feel good about yourself. You get to level 20, if you pull something other than one enemy, you're gonna die. You get pretty fucked up. And the problem is, like, there's creatures classified as humanoids. When you attack a humanoid and it gets its health to like 30% health, humanoids run away and call for help. So they call for help and like run into another ally like somewhere shortly distance close to the map, and then you have 2 or 3 of them coming at you and you can't take on 2 of them. You just die. You either have to run away or die, and it was a rough time. My first build, so I was playing Paladin. That was my first class. I decided to go Holy Spec. Finds out Holy Spec is a healer class spec. I did not know that. Because some of the moves of Holy, you know, gets better if you go Holy Spec. So like my smite did more damage. but like my melee moves weren't good at that point. So like I was basically a healer class, but I was trying to level it as a healer, but not be a healer. I was trying to do damage with a healing spec, and that wasn't working out at all. For me to level up what I was doing, I would need another person with me to do the damage. And I was trying to be the one to do the damage with holy damage. I only have 2 holy moves. Did you end up resetting? I've actually never played Paladin ever again. Once I stopped playing that character, I've never played that class ever again. I still to this day do not have a max level Paladin. I have maxed out every other class but a Paladin. Why? It stopped being interesting to me in when I played and got to max level. There were so many paladins anyway. I felt like I didn't need to make a paladin. There was never a need for me to play a paladin. I feel like I could play any other class and be more useful because everyone else was a paladin. Do I still feel that way? Yeah, I still feel playing like paladin. Why? Because Eric plays paladin. Eric mains a paladin now, so I don't need to play paladin. You enjoy Demon Hunter? So the Demon Hunter I do like a lot. Movement makes the game a lot of fun. Demon Hunters have like the most movement in the game, as far as like dashing, teleporting. They got jumping. They got little gliding skills. Like they have so much movement in the game compared to anything else. It makes playing anything else really hard to play after you play Demon Hunter. So you had like 57 buttons. Everyone gets 57 buttons in WoW. But Demon Hunter just has a lot of movement buttons, which I like. My first video game that was not named Sonic was probably on the same system. So it either had to be out of the games I own. It was either Out of This World, which is AKA Another World, which you see me play on the PS4 or whatever, the game that I speedrun with the little laser gun with the orange hair guy. The game looked like shit like way back though. It was on Sega, so and it had music to it. They took out the music in the remake, which bothers the shit out of me because I love the music in the game. Still bothers the shit out of me. I wish they didn't take out the music. Let's see. I had RBI Baseball on Sega. I played that a lot. I had a hockey game on the Sega. I played that a little bit. I always had X-Men. X-Men was hard to shoot. I don't think, to this day, I still don't think I've ever beat X-Men on Sega Genesis. I just run out of lives before I can beat the game. I had, Shining in the Darkness. It was a really hard dungeon crawler game. Also a game to this day I have never beaten. I've gotten really fucking close to beating it like 2 years ago. But I still haven't beaten the game. I owned that game my whole life. Favorite dungeon crawler game? What do you mean? What do you consider like a dungeon crawler? Considering like a dungeon crawler to me is like Pokemon Mystery Dungeon that Crystal played. Did you see her play that game? That's what I consider dungeon crawling. Pokemon Counts? Counts? Pokemon Mystery Dungeon counts, but like normal Pokemon games don't count as a dungeon crawler. Right? That's more of an RPG. But yeah, my favorite dungeon crawler game to this day, hands down, Tornado: The Last Hope. It's Dragon Warriors version. It's Dragon Quest version of a dungeon crawler. It's a fantastic game. PS1 is the 10th Dragon Warrior game in the series. It's the last game before they swapped from calling themselves Dragon Warrior to Dragon Quest. Kung Fu Panda, the Dragon Warrior. What? Oh, I see what you did there.
We all did.
Next would be Digimon World 2.
I would not presume to question your eyewitness accounts, nor am I one to take rumors at face value. The fact is, the Garleans have no knowledge of what took place at Dorma Castle. They may well be chasing after a woman who merely resembles Yotsuyu.
Digimon World 2 was Pokemon Mystery Dungeon with like Dragon Quest fighting with basically Pokemon also. Like it was a bunch of genres mixed basically. You had your dungeon crawler where you were in a robot and you got to walk around. There was a bunch of random elements. Every map was different. But you also had to catch Digimon, which was like Pokemon. You had to just find them and catch them, and then you trained them up. And the battling system was also like Pokemon, but it was 3v3 battles, which was really fun.
But a woman who resembles Yotsuyu in the company of a grizzled Rogadan samurai? I dare say that thickens the plot.
What Kirby games you played? I played the one for N64. It's probably one of my favorites. And then I played Kirby Green Dreamland on Game Boy Color. And that's the only two I played, I think. I like Kirby. I just never got around to playing Kirby games. Oh, Kirby Air Ride. Kirby Air Ride is a very different Kirby game, though. It's not Kirby.
Gosetsu! He's alive!
While I've no conclusive proof, I thought that such a possibility warranted your attention.
Of course. That game looks so good. I can't wait to play it, actually.
Have you informed Lord Hien? Well, I think we'd all like to believe the old bear survived.
Indeed. While I dare not give myself wholly to hope, I will not deny that I have prayed for such a miracle ever since that fateful day. But regardless of my personal feelings, if the Empire has seen fit to pursue these rumors so vigorously, we can scarce afford to ignore them.
Why do you hate free roam? I think it's limited free roam. I don't think it's complete free roam, as you're thinking it's gonna. I don't think it's Breath of the Wild free roam. I think it's more like a Crash Bandicoot free roam.
I am bound by duty to ascertain the truth of the matter. Will you join me in this quest?
Like, I think you can move in all directions, but I don't think it's gonna be a completely open world.
Thank you. If Gosetsu yet lives, he will need our help if he is to avoid capture.
Gosetsu is a dear friend, and we cannot abandon him to the mercy of the Empire. Our course is clear.
We have to go rescue the big samurai guy. I'm excited.
Hancock, is there aught else you can tell us?
Alas not, but I have taken the liberty of employing one of the finest informants money can buy. You shall have the latest intelligence on the Garleans' movements, and more besides.
The informant awaits your pleasure in the back streets of Sanjo Hamachi. From this shining facade to its dark underbelly, few know Kugane as intimately as he. One of our finest informants money can buy. Why do I have a bad feeling about this? Permit me to assist you in the quest, my friends. The sooner your business is concluded, the sooner we may speak of mine. Should your search take you away from Kugane, my boat is at your disposal. I shall see that she is ready to sail. I'll give Sorban a hand. If he's providing us a ship, at least we can do is supply the provisions. We'll be the pier if you need. A welcome offer and an excellent plan. Without further ado, then let us seek out this informant in Sanjo Hamachi. Hanamachi. What you play on PS1 and PS2, go? What do you mean, what do I play on? What games did I play on PS1 and PS2? It's probably the most games of my life. I played everything. I played like almost every PS1 game there is. I'm pretty sure I played like almost PS2 game there is. Between me and my dad, we have like 100 games plus in our collection of PS2 games. Like, we're disgusting. Back in the PS1 games era, me and my dad used to rent. Every Friday, my dad will take me to Blockbuster and we would rent games. Every Friday was rent a new game day. So I got to play a shit ton of games. Blockbuster and Hollywood Video are the two places we go to rent games. They let you have a 7-day rental. You get to bring it home, play it, and you gotta bring it back in 7 days. And no matter how many times you say it, you whiny little shits, I ain't about to let a bloody stranger waltz up and deign to tell me which way my bread is buttered. Now piss off. Does your Erosian stubbornness know no end? I have urgent business on that island, and I demand you take me there at once. Rentals cost you much in your day? I didn't have to pay shit. My parents paid it, so. I could hear the shouting half a mile away. You had to pay the full price of the game? No, not in my day. Okay, yeah, no, we didn't have that. I think it was like less than $10 for us to rent a game. Yeah, you got charged late fees if you didn't bring it back on time, and if you never brought it back, they wouldn't let you take out another game until you either paid for the game, a full price of the game, or returned it and paid the late fee. Gerald, what is all this fuss about? Oh, Miss Krill, sorry about that. It's this here bastard what's causing trouble. Yujika, what are you doing here? Did you really think I wouldn't find out about your letter? The nerve of you trying to get a head start on your own. Well, sorry to spoil your plans. Don't be difficult. I had every intention of requesting your assistance if and when I confirmed my hypothesis was correct. If you don't bring it back, they made the full price anyway. Forgive me, you must be completely at a loss. I don't know. I think it was like PS3 games. I think Blockbusters were finally closing up. Hollywood Video, I think, had closed up. Like, the only way you could rent a game, I think, was Gamefly, or some people had like family video stores. I basically just stopped renting games for that. Once I graduated high school, I just started buying games instead of renting them anymore. So this was like as soon as I got a job, like I was working at a grocery store. I was able to afford one game like every week and still put some money away. So I was so I always promised myself, I was like, if I'm buying a game, I'm only buying one game this week and hoping that it'll last me until next week. Not a lot of games did, but I would hope it would last me until next week until I buy another game, but that never happened. But I still made it, you know, I still only would buy one game a week for like the longest time. And when I stopped at Sonwell, when I worked at Sonwell and I didn't have a car, I didn't have, you know, rents to pay, I was still living with my parents, like, I had a lot of money and I didn't know what to do with it. So I was buying games left and right. I could buy a game anytime I wanted to back then. And I was buying headsets, I was buying my own consoles at that point. Like, Sonwell was good money, still is good money for me. Right now I'm trying to be a good boy. I like seeing my bank account go up in cash. So I've limited myself again to only being able to buy one game a week. So that's what I've been doing recently, is only one game for a week. Even if we kill it in one day, we'll just go back and play something else or do something. It's where like the randomizers come in. Randomizers help fill that gap. When I've already bought any game, I beat it within a week, but I can't buy another game till next week. That's when the randomizers pretty much come into play. This gentleman on the right is Gerald Blackthorn, by all accounts the finest weaponsmith in all Eorzea. He will be lending his considerable expertise to our expedition. And on the left, we have Ijika Zunika, of the students of the Bolsian, I don't know how you say that shit. And you must be the so-called warrior of light, charmed, I'm sure. I'll thank you not to get underfoot. Manners, Ijika. If you intend to accompany us on this expedition. Of course I do. If you think I'm about to let a by-the-book traditionalist like you conduct an independent investigation, you've got another thing coming. I should be glad to welcome the assistance of a preeminent scholar such as yourself. Now, if you would be so kind as to stop badgering poor Gerald and board the ship, we can get underway. Ijika is one of the few surviving students of Boldison. While his expertise in aetherology is impressive by any measure, alas, so is his eco. Oh, it's a guy. I thought it was a girl. But enough about him. We have an island to explore. If you have no matters left to attend to, speak with Ronnie. He will show you aboard. It's 2021. There's just one Blockbuster store left in Bend, Oregon. I'd never used GameFly. I don't know, just never thought to use it. It occurs to me that no one bothered to tell you the name of the island we mean to explore, am I correct? It is a bit grandiose and melodramatic, but we tentatively named it for a place from Allegan legend, a forbidden land where fearsome weapons were hidden away for safekeeping. We call it Eureka. Alright, I'll see you later. You now have access to the Forbidden Land Eureka. Animals can be explored in parties of up to 8 players or solo. To embark on your journey to Animos, speak with Ronnie in the pier number 1. Oh god. Please be advised that all excursions into Forbidden Land Eureka are item level synced, and for Animos gear exceeding an item level 300 will be adjusted. While exploring Animos, you will have the opportunity to create Eureka gear and weapons. If you wish to do so, it will be prudent to acquire level 70 adequated items in advance. Should you wish to know more about Eureka Animos and what it has to offer, you may speak with Ronnie to further details. But yeah, you would have better luck asking game titles if I played it or not. Because me telling you what I played on PS1, I could probably go on forever. Or of looking at a list, asking if I played it, I could say yes or no. This should be the place. Now we wait and see who comes. It has been a while, my friends. Yes, a long while indeed. Gasetsu. Hopefully. Oh no, it's the catfish, dude. Knew it. Kyoto. Any funny business and you know what will happen, I trust. No funny business. Only loyal service and the finest quality information. Of course, such quality does not come cheap. No, but then Hancock already paid you. Honestly, you must think we were born yesterday. I have half a mind to call Elise. No, Elise, I beg you, no boots. I will tell you everything I know, free of charge. The Empire searches for Yatsuyu, high and low, far and wide, come to enlist my help. They did, promising rich rewards for decisive information. And have you decisive information? Were the two individuals cited here indeed Gotsetsu and Yotsuyu? Alas, see them with my own eyes, I did not. But the Imperials are confident. Yes, very confident indeed. Look at the size of their contingent. But here is something they do not know. A rumor which you will find most interesting, I think. They say an elderly Rogaiden samurai appeared on Kogane Dori with a beauteous maiden and sold his katana to a pawnbroker. Which was no common katana either, but one of surpassing craftsmanship. Well, that is interesting. Assuming it's true, did you corroborate the rumor with the pawnbroker in question? No. Regrettably, I do not have a working relationship with the master of Shofuku Shikishin. Now, why would that be? I wonder. If I didn't know better, I think he'd lend you money. He will help you. I am certain. While you speak with him, I will make contact with my Garlean connections and learn that I can of their progress. A glimpse of the blade is all I need to be sure, but it is wise to let the Namazu out of our sight. What choice do we have? No other choice but this, and the fine choice it is. Though I am an adept at gathering information, it is so much more efficient to share the work. He's right. Given the urgency, we would do to split up, and so I will go with our friend here. Nothing improves efficiency like a little supervision. Yes, we will go together, and there will be no boots. Let's be about it then. Good luck with the katana. Shall we reconvene at the pier later on? Fragrant as the Ruby Bazaar offices are, I prefer the fresh air. I believe Elise has her task well in hand. Shall we seek out the pawnbroker? Green tea set. You can use it up to 10 times. Okay. Everything in order, then let us proceed to Kogane Dori and find the master of Shofuku. We might have had customers like those you described. So many people come through, it's difficult to remember. Perhaps you could jog my memory by making a purchase. No? Well, you can't blame a woman for trying. A Rogaden samurai with a maiden. Never seen him. Now, if you don't have any business with me, make way for someone who does. Welcome, good madam. Welcome. Will you be buying or... Ah, so you've heard the tell of the Rogaden Samurai's katana. Small wonder, it is a fine example of its kind. One moment. Dare I hope you have found our pawnbroker. Excellent work, Cosmos, and that is the katana? There can be no doubt it is Gosetsu's blade. The craftsmanship is exquisite, is it not? And you will be pleased to know that the pledge has just expired. I should be glad to sell it to you, assuming you have the coin, but this is no ordinary weapon, you understand, and it is priced accordingly. But if you are serious, I suggest you act quickly, as several noted collectors have already expressed an interest. The blade represents conclusive proof of Gosetsu's survival. I suppose this could be considered a necessary cost in securing his safe return. Yet it is not a decision I can make alone, least of all when our nation has scarce begun to rebuild. Guess I'm paying for it. How much? Nay, my friend, grateful though I am for the offer. I cannot ask of this of you. It is enough to know that Gosetsu is alive and well. Yugiri, wait, the silence will buy the katana. Consider it a gift. Master Elphino, your kindness is touching truly, yet in matters of coin, would Mistress Tartaru not expect to be consulted? Come now, our friend would never have relinquished this blade, were the need not great, and are we not bound by honor to help a friend in need? I say we are, and I am sure Tataru will wholeheartedly agree. It's settled then. You've made a wise choice, my friend. Such prices are few and far between. Now, if you would be so good to come this way, I shall prepare the necessary papers. Oh, I don't gotta pay for it. That's good. If I may ask, sir, after he visited your establishment, do you perchance know where the old samurai went? He is our friend and we want to return the weapon to him. A friend of yours, you say? I see. Well then, I suppose there can't be no harm in telling you. No sooner than I provided him with the requested sum, than his pretty young companion began clamoring for dango. I duly recommended those served at the Yumaneko tea house, and thither did they set off. Clamoring for dango. Can these truly be the same people? It makes no sense. Some manner of code perhaps, but if it avails us not to speculate, let us go to the tea house and see if we can pick up their trail. Bum, 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 bum. I want there to be a battle like Gosetsu is in, and he's like losing, and then we just like throw his katana at him, and he just catches it and wins the fight. But of course, I remember, how could I forget a pair like that? The most beautiful girl you'll ever see, scuffling down Dango as if her life depended on it. While the old samurai looked on, not quite what he expected, I'll wager. Far be it from the gossip about my customers, but he was planning to spirit her away across the Ruby Sea, out of the reach of her family, no doubt. When the girl had finally had her fill, they set off in the direction of the Shiokaze Hostelry, presumably to find someone discreet with a boat. So Sugetsu makes for Doma, but this woman who travels with him, the more I hear about her, the more I wonder if she can truly be Yotsuyu. While doubts remain over the identity of Gozetsu's traveling companion, for now, we can but follow the trail. Come, let us away to the pier and make ready to sail. With luck, Elise will already have joined Master Soroban and Mistress Tataru there. Quarter. Excellent timing, my friends. Mistress Elise arrived there moments ago. All went well on my end. Guido met with an Imperial officer who wheeled his way some new information. It seems troops who recently arrived in Kugane came directly from Garlemald. The Imperials based here have been kept in the dark. And that's not all. A contingent of the aforementioned troops are preparing for deployment to the Ruby Sea. If I didn't know better, I'd say they picked up Gosetsu Trail. Then your information matches ours. We are quite certain that Gosetsu seeks to cross the mainland. I'm sorry, did I hear that right? You use Scion funds to buy Gosetsu's katana at the asking price? Aye, well, we were in some haste, and it seemed worthwhile, Adjuster. Speaking of which, here's the contract of sale. Pray see that the man is paid. She's gonna freak out. Thal's beard. You agree to this? Give me strength? Well, it's not like the search can wait. You'd best be on your way. But Alpha, no, we need to talk. I want you to come straight to the office as soon as you get back. Promise me? Oh, very well. I shall call upon you as soon as I return. First, let us go to the Ruby Price. If Gosetsu has already set sail, the sentries there are sure to have seen him. Boom, boom, boom. Taro seemed rather vexed, did she not? Ever the melodramatics. I am sure our finances can stretch to a single sword. Remind me to explain the value of such gestures when we see her next. But I digress. We have work to do.
Right. I suggest we begin by learning what we can from the sentries. What's going on out there?
Travelers, are you? You may wish to postpone your plans. The Garleans have launched an attack on the Confederacy. We have no reason to believe they'll turn their attention here, but for your own safety, I suggest you return to Kugane.
The Garleans bear no love for the Confederacy, but with Doma lost to them, why would they attack? Unless
Yotsuyu is on that island.
Even if she isn't, our allies are under attack and they need our help.
We will help them while you remain with Soroban. Arguing will only delay us. Is that clear?
Fine, but you haven't heard the last of this.
Soroban, we may need to make a swift exit. See that the boat is ready to sail at a moment's notice.
It shall be done.
What, and you're going to swim there, are you?
'Tis the quickest way, and you may rest assured I've been practicing. Yeah!
Come.
An opening. Your defense is lacking. Leave this to me.
Lady Yotsuyu, we're here to rescue you. Please, come with us.
Stay back, Tsuyu.
Are you all right?
Is he all right?
Gosetsu!
Damn it, we took too long. Change of plan, eliminate hostiles! All forces, attack!
There's no way I can stop both of them from detonating. I don't know what I'm gonna do about the other one.
The art of my forebears.
Focus. Release!
Oh.
Gosetsu, thank the heavens.
Yugiri, my friends, the Kami were kind to guide your steps this way.
It's over. The Imperials are retreating. I suppose we have you to thank for that. But they would never have come here were it not for her. I had a bad feeling the moment your samurai friend arrived with that woman in tow.
Do not be afraid, Suyu. These people are my friends.
Friends.
I think she got a memory wipe after everything.
Forgive me, but at the risk of souring the mood, I believe you owe us an explanation.
You may start by telling us what happened at Doma Castle.
Of course. I'll not begrudge you that. As you know, we were trapped inside the keep when it collapsed. But even as the roof crumbled above us, so too did the floor below. We were swept out into the One River, where we would surely have drowned had a stout wooden door not chanced to float by, offering us a raft of sorts. Exhausted, we drifted out to sea, at the mercy of the tides, which saw fit to dispense us on a desert island.
She was with you the entire time?
Aye. 'Twas her kimono which saved her from Hien's blade, believe it or not. Some Garlean witchcraft in the weave. But it offered precious little protection against the fall. Though she survived, she awoke bereft of all her memories, and speaking like a child.
A trick, surely.
That was my first thought, aye. And I contemplated cutting her down and being done with it. Contemplated it long and hard. Yet the Kami saw fit to deliver us from certain death. 'Twas their will that we survive, both of us, together. And together we shall go before our master. He shall be the one to judge.
Judge what?
She's your prisoner, old man. Do with her as you will. Call her Tsuyu, or whatever else tickles your fancy.
'Twas a name given out of necessity whilst on the road. Nothing more.
As you say. But remember this. Our people suffered much at that woman's hands. When the time comes, I trust you won't let emotion blind you to what needs to be done.
You have my word.
Well, I must be going. I have an unholy mess to clean up. You should be on your way too, before the Imperials decide to take another tilt. Oh, and we'll overlook the tithe this once. You're welcome.
As Tsunsui says, we should move on. It will not do for Yatsuyu to be seen here. Now, if you know my sister, she'll be already waiting at the boat nearby the pier. Let's go and see if I'm right. Hosetsu, thank the gods you're safe. It was all I could do to watch the battle from afar. And it was all I could do to restrain her. Can you blame me for worrying? As strong as Cosmos is, anything could happen in the chaos. But enough about me, we need to talk about her. Greetings. They tell me you've lost your memory, but that's fine. But I want you to know something. I won't be taking my eyes off you, not for a moment. These people are strange. Are you sure they're your friends? I am. They may behave strangely, but I trust them with my life. You have not to fear. Alright, if you say so. Right, 'tis past time we set sail. I, for one, will not keep Lord Hien waiting without due cause. Aye, the longer we tarry, the more we risk inviting trouble. Lest you forget, the red Kojin bared no love for Yatsuya either. I shall deliver you to familiar shores near Izari, but out of the villager's sight. Here's where we part ways, my friends. I pray the remainder of your journey passes uneventfully. Cosmos, when you are not otherwise occupied, I would speak with you about my next business venture. It promises to be extremely lucrative. I do not say so lightly. After the prodigious sum spent acquiring a certain sword, I would present a fine opportunity to refill the scions, coffers, and restore the smiles to mysterious Tartaru's face. Oh, come along, Tartaru was overreacting. How much could a single katana possibly cost? Far more than you think plainly. A blade like Gostetsu's is worth a fortune, enough to buy a house and furnish it, which you would know had you bothered to check the price. What? I had no idea. This business venture of Sorbonne's, you will give it fair hearing, I trust. He has been good to us after all. As for me, I think I shall look into drawing upon my personal funds. We must meet with Lord Hien as soon as possible, though may have it not at the Enclave. I will send word requesting that he receives us at the House of the Fierce, where there are fewer prying eyes. If all are in agreement, I shall scout ahead and see that the way is clear. Pray follow as swiftly as you are able to join me on the outskirts of Namor. All is well? Good, the others are hiding nearby. Let us proceed quietly, if you please.
My lord Hien, I am returned.
Save your tears for the morrow. For we who yet walk the path should not think too much on the destination. When the hour arrives, we shall welcome what comes with open arms. And welcome it you did, even as the keep fell down around us. At that moment, in your smile, I spied a shred of hope. One which I have clung to ever since. Gosetsu, full glad am I to see you alive and well.
We have played this scene before, have we not? Though this time our roles are reversed.
That they are. Meaning you know how I feel. Wholly at a loss for words. Welcome back, old friend. Now then, though we rejoice at your return, it seems you have brought with you certain complications. Rise, my friend. Tell me everything. The Empire is bold indeed to send a token force to engage the Confederacy.
As acting Viceroy, Yotsuyu would have been privy to Imperial secrets. The Garleans will not soon give up the chase.
Nay, it will end with her capture, or her death.
Are you a friend, too?
She claims to have lost her memory, though I know not if she speaks true. I brought her here that you might decide her fate.
Lost her memory, you say? Regardless, the people have not forgotten. Her face yet haunts their dreams. She cannot roam free. We will hold her here for a time. Place her in Jufia's care, with the express instruction that she is not to be seen.
Yes, my lord. Come.
No, I don't want to. Don't let her take me away!
It's all right, Soyu. I will come with you. Be a good girl, and listen to Yugiri.
So weird.
From a hound at his throat to a puppy at his heel. If this is an act, it is a remarkable performance.
Thank you for delivering Gosetsu back to us in one piece. We are lucky indeed to have friends who would journey to the other side of the world to help us, and repeatedly at that. We have much and more to think upon, but as regards the Empire, we can but watch and wait. Now then, seeing as you've come all this way, you must allow me to show you around the Enclave. I would not have you thinking we've been idle in your absence. The rebuilding effort proceeds apace, I am pleased to say, and we are now ready to welcome home our countrymen who were displaced by the war. Should they so desire it, there are places here for those who fled Eorzea. You should be delighted to accept your invitation, Lord Heian, and I have no doubt that your subjects at Revenant's Toll will be heartened to hear that their lord has not forgotten them. Oh, it's nothing. I just thought that Gosetsu and Yugiri would be back by now. Forgive me, my lord, but Captain Jifuya is nowhere to be found. Oh, he was here when I arrived. For now, we have taken Yatsuo to a private chamber and assigned another to watch over her, my lord, but I find it passingly strange that the captain should leave this post with nary a word. It does seem unusual. If you mean to look for that man, we would be happy to assist you. We should be glad to help. While I search without, maybe you could ask soldiers here if they know anything. I will join you. With respect, my lord, you should remain here. Should the Empire move against us, you will be better to coordinate our response. Ah, and there I was thinking I was in charge, but you have the right of it. Go on then, I will mind the house. Alright, I'm gonna call it here for tonight. I will be back